Sure.
The curve, probably because you saw it
Right.
firsthand that others did not.
Yeah. I mean, being able to have the one-on-one interactions with those players in spring training, in the off season, during the season, you start to understand the thought process that certain guys have and the pride that they have on showing up to the field, and we have a lot of that. So, I recognized that pretty early on, just being with the organization since 2017, and seeing the guys trickle into camp and kind of understanding the position that I'm in as well as going out of my way to be able to get to know those players and kind of see what they got. So I was able to be in that position the last few years, and I've paid really close attention. So I'm not surprised with seeing certain talent come up.
Hunter, is this a validating moment for you young in your career?
Maybe for other people. For myself, I've always been, I've always had huge expectations for myself, and sometimes it can hurt me. I'd like to put too much, probably expectation on myself, but it's good at the same time because it keeps me hungry, it keeps me motivated. It doesn't allow me to get complacent. So it might be, a validating moment for others that might have second-guessed or didn't believe my process, but for myself, I'm honestly not surprised.
Your dad's been along for every step of this ride. What was it like telling him? Have you told him yet?
No, I'll get the chance to tell him later tonight. My whole family's here, which is great. They were in New York with me and followed me here, so I'll be able to enjoy that moment tonight with them and hopefully have a nice glass of champagne and a good dinner. So.
Off the top of your head, I know you just found out, but is there anything you're looking forward to when you go?
I think it's just being with my family. They've done so much. They've sacrificed a lot, and that's who I want to bring to the game. I have some buddies of mine that are in mind as well that I'm thinking about, but really it's my family, and being able to take those 3 or 4 days in together as a family will be really special.
Is there any one of the All-Stars you'd like to talk to?
I mean, it's all going to be natural. There's certain players that obviously have really established themselves and have this is going to be their 4th, 5th, 6th, maybe even 10th All-Star game. So I might ask for maybe a little bit of advice in some ways with the pitchers on how they continue to stay ready for their next game, because that's a reality. The All-Star game is really exciting and fun, but those 3 or 4 days are, I'm sure, going to go by quick. I'm going to try to smell the roses and enjoy it, but once that game is over, it's back to the season. So I'll probably ask some guys that have done it before and try and get some knowledge from those guys.
Does Ross get to go with you?
I'd love for him to be there. Yeah. We're trying to figure out the logistics now with everything, but I'm trying to get him a jersey, and if he can hit the red carpet, that'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, I think everybody would like to see that.
Frenchies.
Yeah, he's been great though. I mean, he's been a great Frenchie. I know others are pretty crazy and are jumping off the walls. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't know where the carpet is. Hopefully, it's somewhere inside because I'm sure it's going to be hot. Yeah, that's a good point.
How have you changed, or have you changed as a pitcher from day one to what got you to this point now?
That's a broad question. I'll shorten it with saying this off season, I really had to, for me, I looked at myself in the mirror and asked, like, what do I really need to do this off season to be able to go out and throw a complete season? Obviously, that time hasn't come yet. Knock on wood, and I pray that I continue to stay healthy and go out there and compete. But I really kind of wiped the drawing board this off season and tried to figure out my throwing program, how I'd be able to recover better. How I'd be able to go out there and mentally feel like I'm ready to compete against the best players in the world. So day in and day out, every 5th day. So there was a lot of self-reflection, and I feel like I was able to find some answers. I'm still working on some other things, but I was able to find that this off season, and I think that's helped a lot. And naturally you're going to mature. Hopefully you keep the right mindset and you don't get complacent, like kind of what I said earlier, and you're continuing to learn, ask questions, grow. I think that naturally kind of happens when you put yourself in those situations, I guess. And I feel like I've done that. I've continued to ask questions. I've put myself in places where I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn more about my craft. And, all of those things I think have helped with this year. And there's, I'm sure, a million more things that I'll have to learn and figure out.
Kind of building off that, like you improved so many things over the last couple months. But is there still even another big?
Yeah, and there's things that I don't know. You know, there's questions that I don't know to ask. You know, and that's an experience thing. That's an age thing. You know, but I'm trying to chase those. You know, those questions to ask, and those certain life lessons, and those lessons that you learn in the game. And sometimes you can't rush that process. That's just a time thing, and you know, that stuff kind of has to come to you. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.